I always try to get this side of my face to be even with this side. No matter what I do, no matter what window I close, I'm always going to have a blown out face. Anyway, what's going on, ladies and gentlemen? Today I'm going to do something a little bit different. It's kind of similar to the weird fan fiction reading that I did with like Putin and Trump or something like that. Okay, let's. I'm going to explain this with a story. So I have a creative writing class, and it's an English class where you obviously creatively write, where you're given a prompt every day and you have to write a story about it. And one of them was for a screenplay. Just write a story and in a screenplay format. Well, I guess I wasn't feeling it that day, and I kind of looked up a random plot generator, and I found this website. I don't actually have the website up, I just have the saved Google Docs version of the story that I used. So what I'm going to do is pretty much read 2 stories. I know my voice isn't exactly Markiplier quality, but yeah, let's get into it. So this first story is titled Courageous Mildred Russell, a short story by Anonymous. Mildred Russell was thinking about Naomi Parker again. Naomi was a brave muppet with grubby toes and moist spots. Mildred walked over to the window and reflected on her grand surroundings. She had always loved the chilly West Boggans with its hurt, helpless hills. It was a place that encouraged her tendency to feel confident. Then she saw something in the distance, or rather, someone. It was a brave figure of Naomi Parker. Mildred gulped. She glanced down at her own reflection. She was a courageous, stingy beer drinker with squat toes and ginger spots. Her friends saw her as a dry, different deity. Once she even revived a dying, injured bird, but not even a courageous person who had once revived a dying, injured bird was prepared for what Naomi had in store today. The drizzle rained like dancing mice, making Mildred worried. Mildred grabbed a ripped ruler that had been strewn nearby. She massaged it with her fingers. As Mildred stepped outside and Naomi came closer, she could see the dripping glint in her eye. "I am here because I want justice," Naomi bellowed in a clumsy tone. She slammed her fist against Mildred's chest with the force of 1,878 badgers. "I friggin' love you, Mildred Russell." Mildred looked back, even more worried and still fingering the ripped ruler. "Naomi, I've got a new job," she replied. They looked at each other with angry feelings, like 2 resonant rare rats sleeping at the very clumsy disco, which had piano music playing in the background and 2 thoughtful uncles swimming to the beat. Mildred regarded Naomi's grubby toes and moist spots. She held out her hand. "Let's not fight," she whispered gently. Pondered Naomi. "Please?" begged Mildred with puppy dog eyes. Naomi looked delighted, her body blushing like a nasty, narrow newspaper. Then Naomi came inside for a nice drink of beer. The end. That was special. And the second story is from the same website, so they kind of have the same structure of the story, like progression. I'm just gonna read it, and it's gonna be obvious. So, Bob Sparkle was thinking about Marion McAllister again. Marion was a remarkable ogre with scrawny abs and short toenails. Bob walked over to the window and reflected on his rural surroundings. He had always loved snooty Paris with its chubby, charming cliffs. It was a place that encouraged his tendency to feel puzzled. Then he saw something in the distance, or rather, someone. It was the remarkable figure of Marion McAllister. Bob gulped, glanced at his own reflection. He was an articulate, hungry port drinker with ugly abs and pretty toenails. His friends saw him as a gentle, gigantic giant. Once he had even jumped into a river and saved a delicious disabled person. Oh, God. But not even an articulate person who had once jumped into a river and saved a delicious disabled person was prepared for what Marion had in store today. The rain hammered like loving puppies, making Bob sneezy. Bob grabbed a silver gun that had been strewn nearby. He massaged it with his fingers. As Bob stepped outside and Marion came closer, he could see the unnatural smile on her face. Marion gazed with the affection of 3,070 spiteful, cooperative cats. She said in hushed tones, "I love you, and I want some more Facebook friends." Bob looked back, even more sneezy and still fingering the silver gun. "Marion, go!" he replied. They looked at each other with crossed feelings, like 2 knowing kooky kittens running at a very spiteful wedding. which had reggae music playing in the background and two hungry uncles eating to the beat. Bob regarded Marion's scrawny abs and short toenails. "I feel the same way," revealed Bob with a delighted grin. Marion looked sneezy, her emotions blushing like a rabbit snatching ripe ruler. Then Marion came inside for a nice glass of port. The end. Well, that's the story. I don't know what else to say about it. I honestly have no idea what else to say about this. And yeah, that's pretty much it. This was a weird video. I don't know how to end this. Like most of my videos, I don't know how to end them. So let's pretend I got really angry at something. I'm done.